How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. שבת אחים ואחיות שרק רוצים לחיות, להיות להבות, התקוות בעיניים פתוחות, בידיים אוהבות ומקבלות, ובידיעה שכולנו משפחה, באמונה שתוכנו יש מקום גדול לאהבה. כשהמים זורמים הם אותנו מובילים, מרומים מצבעים, כי מה שלי הוא מה שחזוי דרך חדשה, כשהשמש עולה על כולנו מהירה. אז עוד שנייה, הנה זה בא, כמו הנשמה, נשמה, נשימה. הנה, 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 אני מבקש, כך ניתן מצב רוח לעלות ונתייאש. כשהשן עליי דוהר, בוער, אני לא מהר, לא סופר על העבר, מוותר, מרגיש את הרגע, פוגע במציאות, נוגע, שופע לא גורע, ותמיד יודע שאם לא נפחד, הראש יתחדד, לא ניפרד, נתאחד, כי מה שלי הוא מה שחזוי דרך חדשה, כשהשמש עולה על כולנו מהירה. אז עם הפחד בצד, שבת אחים ואחיות מאוחד. הנה, הנה, for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. כשמיים שבת אחים ואחיות שרק רוצים לחיות, להיות להבות, התקוות בעיניים פתוחות, בידיים אוהבות ומקבלות, ובידיעה שכולנו משפחה, באמונה שתוכל יש מקום גדול לאהבה. כשהמים זורמים הם אותנו מובילים, מרומים מצבעים, כי מה שלי הוא מה שחזוי, דרך חדשה כשהשמש עולה על כולנו מהירה. אז עוד שנייה, הנה זה בא, כמו הנשמה, נשמה, נשימה. הנה, 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 הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. אור אש אני מבקש, כך ניתן מצב רוח לעלות ונתייאש. כשהשן עליי דוהר בוער, אני לא מהר, לא סופר על העבר, מוותר מרגיש את הרגע, פוגע במציאות, נוגע, שופע לא גורע ותמיד יודע שאם לא נפחד, הראש יתחדד, לא ניפרד, נתאחד, כי מה שלי הוא מה שחזוי, דרך חדשה כשהשמש עולה על כולנו מהירה. אז עם הפחד בצד, שבט אחים ואחיות מאוחד. הנה, 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 הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for
One more time.
Hine, 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 matov umanaim, hine matov umanaim.
How good and how pleasant it is. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and community. How good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters.
How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and community.
What you think?
I'm going to change keys.
You go. All right. How
Okay,
good and
I'm gonna
how
go up.
pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to be together in peace and community. So it should be on your song sheet, your service supplement. So how good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to be together in peace and community. You ready?
Yeah, you're going to do that and then come down? Or
Okay.
you wanna-
Yeah.
Hine matov, hine matov,
Hine,
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 hine, hine, hine, hine, hine, hine,
Hine matov.
hine הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים.
There we go. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and community. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and community. Hine, 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 hine. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
So, I hear that the wider world is marking a different day other than Shabbat today. It is one of my favorite holidays sponsored by Hallmark. Valentine's Day. And we know that Valentine's Day is this day of love. And its roots are far from Jewish tradition. But as Jews, I think the idea of love resonates with us in so many profound ways. So in Jewish life, Ahava is the Hebrew word for love. Join me, Ahava.
Ahava.
And it is literally at the heart, pun intended, of all of our teachings. We have love your neighbor as yourself. We have loved the stranger. We have loved God with all of our heart. And as we gather together on Shabbat, we're given this time, this space to create this sanctuary in time. A chance to be able to pause our busy lives and center ourselves on what truly matters. The relationships with our family, our friends, our Judaism, God. So this is going to be an evening filled with love and compassion and connection within our community. And we literally will be welcoming our Shabbat bride. We literally will be singing love songs throughout the evening because we are not just honoring today, but we are reminded that it is love that infuses every single moment, every Shabbat, and every relationship. So at this time, I'd like to invite up Tina Simon to light our Shabbat candles on page 120, 121. We like to provide choice here.
I see that, yes.
This is informed choice in action.
And I've tested one and I'm going for the other.
Okay, good.
Oh, much easier. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav lehalekneh shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav וציוונו להדליק נר, וציוונו להדליק נר, וציוונו להדליק נר של השבת. Amen.
So one of the most well-known love songs within our tradition is Erev Shel Shoshanim. So Shoshanim are roses. So the evening of roses. And this is a love poem, a love song that is typically done at weddings. And on page 654, we can find those words reminding us of all the beauty of nature, reminding us of the beauty of roses, reminding us of the connection that we have with one another and our ability to show and demonstrate love in a variety of different ways. Erev Shel Shoshanim, page 654.
ערב שושנים נצאנה אל הבוסתן, מור וסמים ולבונה לגרגלך מפתן. לילה יורד לאט ברוח שושן נושבה, הווה אל חש לשיר בלט זמר של אהבה. שחר הומיונה רושק מלא טללים, פישל הופ כבוקר של שנה אכתפינו. לילה יורד לאט ברוח שושן נושבה, הווה חש לשיר בלט זמר של אהבה. הווה אל חש לשיר בלט זמר של אהבה.
Is anybody's anniversary on Valentine's Day? Or anybody got married on Valentine's Day that's here? Pardon? Pardon?
My granddaughter's birthday.
Well, that's very good. Does anybody else have a Valentine's Day birthday in their family? So, everybody else is just missing out. We're all everybody that does, they're the people that are missing out because clearly more of us don't. I tried to make a connection. I'll quit while I'm ahead. Yeah, that's a good idea. Lecha Dodi, as we've talked about before, is our poem that talks about Shabbat as a bride. And Shabbat every week is something that we look forward to. It is that moment where we take that breath that we've always needed. And it is that moment in which we truly are feeling a sense of welcome and feeling a sense of community. And we are embodying what it means to share love and compassion in the world. And so, first and foremost, with Lecha Dodi, we want to make sure that everybody feels welcome here. If this is your first time at Temple B'nai Shalom, or you haven't been here in a long time, I invite you to stand just so we can say hi to you and wish you Shabbat Shalom. Okay? Nobody wants to take that. I'm okay with that. We know who you are. On page 138 and 139, we have our verses of Lecha Dodi. We will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 together. And after we have risen for verse 9 and done verse 9, we take an opportunity to greet each other and wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. So page 138, 139.
Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה בני שבת לקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה שמע וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד
לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה
לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Verse 5.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 כי תדברי.
כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצוהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nikabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nikabela. Macy, you're getting way too comfortable here. Macy we're going to remain standing for Baruch, but I just want to say, Macy was like, "Come on, Rabbi, you're holding us up." Oh, now I feel bad. I'll grovel later. I'll sing now. We continue with Baruch, page 146.
Am I awake?
Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
La la la
Lie, lie, lie,
la 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 la
la la lie, 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 la la lie, lie, lie.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevarach. Baruch Adonai HaMevarach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalai, lai, lai. 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 Please be seated. So, I did a really solid job at doing research and found all my knowledge on psychologytoday.com. And there was an article that said 75% of people are huggers and 25% of people are not huggers. Who is a hugger? Who is a not hugger? We'll judge you later. So what they said is that at first glance, those who are huggers are the ones that are more caring and compassionate and everything. And then they argued that, even though that's how it comes across, those who are not huggers are the ones that are much more cautious because they believe in strong relationships and they believe in one-on-one relationships. So you have this dichotomy between the huggers and the non-huggers. And the other thing that the article shared about this idea of hugging is that the expectation of a hug should never be had. Never expect a hug. The only thing that you can expect is for you to offer to give somebody else a hug. So we continue with words of Ahavat Olam on page 150 as we acknowledge God's love for us through Torah. Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam
בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת, אותנו למדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשופנו, וקומנו נעשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו, ואורך ימינו, ובכם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
We rise for Shema, which will transition directly into words of "and you shall love," which is found at the bottom of page 1 of your service supplement.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Vaed. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God. unto your God, unto your God.
Our prayer for redemption, Michamocha, can be found on page 158.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedaba kodesh. Nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. מלכותך ובניך בעוקי הים לפני משה ומרים זה הדיענו ואמרו זה הליענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדע בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה.
We continue with a poem by Stacy Zizuk Robinson at the bottom of page 2 of your service supplement. Love lingers. It gets into folds of cloth and time. It scatters, dancing with dust motes that drift according to some ancient and hidden meteor that only God and the dust know. It is as fine as cobwebs and sticky. It shocks and shivers in unannounced wonder on well-trodden paths and those not taken. It settles like a kiss upon your skin, and you carry its dancing, shocking, sticky memory with every step and whisper. Love lingers in the last note, a song, a psalm, a sigh that stretches into forever, that you would follow forever, that starts with your breath, for how could it not begin there? With every breath and soul in the very name of God. Love echoes and lingers, washes over you and is with you, carries you from season to season, in this moment to this moment, this very moment of love. We continue with words of Let There Be Love on page 161.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. V'hamidenu, Shomrenu Lechaim. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, השכיבנו לשלום. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We rise together on page 164 for the Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotinu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה.
מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב הושיע.
משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם,
מחיי חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיע ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל. הקדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהלוך הסלח. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הקדוש.
We continue silently. Page 653, Dodili.
Dodili vanilo haroeh השושנים דודי לי מזאת עולמין המדבר מזאת עולמין המדבר דודי לי ואני לו הרואה השמיים דודי לי Uteret mot morulona morut levo na dodili vanilo haroer hashoshanim dodili hashoshanim dodili.
As we do with all of our services, we take a moment to think of all those loved ones in need of healing, of body, of soul, of spirit, all of us who are seeking some strength and love and comfort. As a congregation, we think of Eva Berman, Patrick Groark, Jerry Perlman, Maddie Prieb, Eileen Linton, Joyce Putnoff, John Prieb, Chuck Campbell, Stephen Giller, Charlie Crocker, Sarah Crocker, Margaret Ann Goldsmith, Al Jupiter, Joy Suskin, Lynn Weil, Sue Chatham and Sarah Ballin, Charles Simon, Suzanne Horsley, Charlie Appleby, Wayne Copeland, Joan May, Jane Altschuler, Dee Berkowitz, Sharon Schuff, Rebecca Stewart, and Renata Limmer. If there is a name that you would like to add for our prayer for healing, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours.
Ali Klideng.
Baruch atah Adonai rofei hakol. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings forth healing to all those who need it most. Mishaberach, page 371.
Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Uyivarech, V'rapeh et hacholim. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Uyivarech, V'rapeh et hacholim. El na refana la, el rafana la, el na refana la, el rafana la. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Uyivarech, V'rapeh et hacholim.
Since October 7th, we have included our prayer for the state of Israel within our services. However, this evening, I want to share something else. There has been a combination of anticipation that the hostages continue to be released, and there's also been fear on whether or not the ceasefire will be broken, and that tension continues to weigh on us. So I want to share with you a poem written by liturgist Alden Solovoy, who talks about lose the angels of peace. page 3 of your service supplement. God of eternity, I am afraid to allow hope into my heart or joy into my soul. For I always fear that a ceasefire may be broken, promises be unkept, and violence will return. How I long to see all of our hostages released. How I yearn for all the captives to be redeemed. How I pray for all the kidnapped to be free. Prepare my heart to receive our loved ones released from the tunnels with the fullness of compassion and joy, even as you require that my heart stay broken for those who remain in captivity and to mourn the lost. God of history, open the gates of freedom for all of the innocent. Wash away their pain with a river of healing. Wash away their nightmares with a secret light that you stored upon creation for the righteousness. Source and shelter, let loose the angels of peace, for certainly they too must be held in captivity. Then God of life, hope will flow abound, and songs of rejoicing will shatter the heavens. And when the words of the prophet are fulfilled, and we read together, and there is hope for your future, declares Adonai, your children shall return to their country. Amen. So this week's Torah reading is Parshat Yitro. And it offers one of the most dramatic moments in all of our Torah, the giving of the 10 Commandments. So we picture the thunder and the lightning and the trembling mountain, Mount Sinai, as God's voice reverberates through the wilderness. Yet before this revelation actually occurs, we see a much quieter scene. Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses, arrives at the Israelite camp, and he watches his son-in-law tirelessly judge every dispute from dawn until dusk. Moved by compassion for both Moses and the people, Jethro disrupts the status quo with a firm but loving critique. Quote, "The thing you are doing is not good." It's an extraordinary moment where a wise mentor steps in and insists that real love must be expressed through a system of justice that honors everyone's voice. By calling out Moses' unsustainable leadership, Jethro demonstrates what genuine love looks like. It tells hard truths and proposes tangible solutions. And through a layered hierarchy of judges, the people receive fair and timely attention, and Moses is spared from the exhaustion that could jeopardize his capacity to lead. So this is Jethro's blueprint for turning love into a daily practice. It reminds us that love itself is not just a private emotion, but it's actually a communal responsibility woven into the structures and institutions that we have. So to say we care about our neighbors is good, but to ensure that they experience fairness and respect, even when they disagree with us, is the highest form of love. Such a societal framework becomes a living embodiment of what we proclaim with the lips. So soon after implementing Jethro's plan, the Israelites came together at Mount Sinai, and God's revelation, the 10 Commandments, codifies this principle that love must be enacted through steadfast justice. Because each commandment preserves the dignity of individuals and fosters trust within the entire community. Honor your father and mother ensures that we care for those who gave us life. You shall not murder ensures that we care and uphold the sanctity of every human being. You shall not bear false witness protects truth, without which the community crumbles. And when we read these commandments in conversation with Jethro's counsel, we can understand that love goes far beyond sentiment. It's a daily choice to guarantee that no one is overlooked, mistreated, or diminished. Many of my colleagues have been talking about how they've had congregants go to them and talk about how they have never been as emotionally drained and burnt out as they are today. They're constantly overwhelmed, they're constantly depleted because of living in a world that is so saturated with that hateful speech, divisions, judgment, and hostility. And I too feel it. I sense it in those social media arguments that degrade strangers, and public discourse that treats opponents as enemies, families fractured by political fights, and even here in our congregation, because it's filled with so much diversity. And it's far too easy for us to discard another's worth when we disagree with them. And we know that if it is left unchecked, such contempt chips away at our shared humanity, leaving us anxious and bitter. And I choose to believe that many of you may feel the same. But it is our Torah portion, Parshat Jethro or Yitro, that invites us to see a different way forward. Rather than turn contempt into a virtue, it calls us to turn compassion into a structure of justice. It means us recommitting to building relationships and communities where disagreements are addressed through fair processes and mutual respect, where each person's perspective is heard, even if it remains at odds with our own. Such a commitment to justice honors the idea that each of us is an entire world. We carry hopes, fears, and dreams that deserve acknowledgement. So indeed, we truly save a whole world whenever we show love that safeguards a person's dignity. And enacting that love in a setting of disagreement is no easy task. It means that we are listening more carefully, humbling ourselves to learn from those who we oppose, and creating spaces where we can disagree yet still honor one another's humanity. It means channeling passion into dialogue instead of diatribe, setting real parameters like Jethro's hierarchy of judges that reassure everyone that they're going to be taken seriously. Friends, if we truly believe that love triumphs all, then we must shape those environments where we do more than simply feel kindly towards others. We must uphold each other's dignity so that our love has a lasting impact on the real world. This is justice at its finest. The drive to see that no life is trampled by neglect, no voice is unheard, no conflict degenerates into this endless cycle of hostility. Jethro's intervention and the Ten Commandments both declare that love must be the soul of our ethics, inspiring us to stand firmly against hatred and resist the pettiness that fractures our communities. So here is our call to action. Let us reclaim the power of disagreement conducted with respect. Let us remind ourselves that we can fiercely debate ideas without crucifying each other's character. Let us challenge ourselves to step into leadership roles, however small, setting up guidelines, just like Jethro did, that ensure that everyone is treated equitably and equally. And finally, let us allow a vision of Sinai, where following the commandments became our sacred obligation, meets our yearning for real justice to guide how we design our families, our institutions, and public discourse. Because when love is anchored in well-structured justice, even the harshest divides can be bridged. So may this Shabbat fill us with the courage to embody Jethro's wisdom and our tradition's wisdom into our daily lives. May we respond to the world's bitterness not with more venom, but with an unshakable commitment to loving justice, one that restores human dignity and ultimately does affirm that love can truly triumph all. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
You agree? It's good. It's good that you agree. We start them young, being an example for everybody. rise together for words of Elenu, page 586. Our ark is opened. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כי יהיה הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
נאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
We take a moment to turn our thoughts to those loved ones who are no longer with us, but will forever remain in our memories and in all that we do. We remember as a congregation those who have recently passed, Judy Kunitz and Shirley Mendelson, as well as the anniversaries of those who passed away at this time in years past. Is it Evald? Evald Tom, Dale Wasserman, Francis Anita Merlin, Morris Samuel Vitulis, Regine Hamber, Charles Dodery, Jerome Fine, Philip Wind, John Hagdorn, Julius Malcolm Lindy, Otho Sanford Connerly, Angley Rhodes, and Norman Platonik. If there is a name that you would like to add for our mourner's prayer, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. Supporting those who mourn and in the memory of the martyrs of our people, we rise together as mourners' Kaddish is recited. Remember, we end with those words, Va'al kol yoshvei tevel, as well. Page 598. Yitkadal v'tkadash shemei rabbah, be'amad yivra hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, Bagala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabba mevarach leolam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yiromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ala min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nehemata. Damiran me'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the Holy Blessed One who brings peace and comfort to all of us, all of Israel, and all of the world, we say, amen. Please be seated. I'd like to invite our President, Frank Levy, to share some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to everyone. Let's see. So on Monday, February 17th, the office will be closed. Next weekend, Scholar in Residence program with Molly Levy from
Institute of Southern Jewish Life.
So Saturday, February 22nd at 10 a.m., there'll be a Tot Shabbat program right here in the sanctuary. On Sunday, February 23rd, from 9 at 9:30, there'll be a Nachas family program led by Molly Levy, no relation. At 11 a.m., there will be a parent reflection session, be an opportunity for parents to talk with Molly about their hopes and dreams for Kulanu and for her to give us some insight into things she knows from her experience. Please RSVP to Rabbi Schwartz for Saturday and the Sunday programs. At 1 p.m., the ADL Words to Action program for students grades 6 to 12 and their parents. These are dates to save. Save these dates. Saturday, March 15th is our Purim dinner, Havdalah, and the world-famous, not to be missed, Purim Spiel. And on Friday and Saturday, March 21st and 22nd, a musician in residence weekend with Lapidus and Miles from, along with the Scottsboro Boys Museum. Thank you.
We are like the Energizer Bunny. We just keep going and going and going with all of these wonderful opportunities. And we are grateful to our volunteers and everybody who helped make all these wonderful things happen. So we continue the sweetness by rising together for Kiddush, doing Motzi, and then we will end with words of Oseh Shalom, which is on page 180. Oh, no. It's the heavy one. Yes. This is good. I need to do some reps.
Weight,
1, 2.
weightlifting.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshara b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikrei kodesh, zetziat mitzrayim, ki banu b'charta, v'yotanu kidashta, b'kol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, b'ahava u'v'ratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat. Amen. If you are young or young at heart and want to join me for Motzi, now is your time. Your apologies. Oh, okay. Okay. Hands together. Are the boys going to come?
I think so.
All right. The suspense. Okay. You hear the feet. Okay, we're about to do it. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Do you want some challah? I couldn't tell.
It's okay, me too, girly. Ooh. Give me the smallest piece. I see how it is, Rabbi.
You
I see the betrayal.
Just,
Understood where I stand.
I got nothing.
You can't win.
continue. We conclude our service on page 180. Oseh Shalom.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. Yay da 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 da, 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 yay da da da. Oh, say shalom bin romav, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל אמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
Shabbat Shalom.
שבת אחים ואחיות שרק רוצים לחיות, להיות להבות, התקוות בעיניים פתוחות, בידיים אוהבות ומקבלות, ובידיעה שכולנו משפחה, באמונה שתוכנו יש מקום גדול לאהבה. כשהמים זורמים הם אותנו מובילים, מרומים מצבעים, כי מה שלי ומה שלך זוהי דרך חדשה, כשהשמש עולה על כולנו מהירה. אז עוד שנייה, הנה זה בא, כמו הנשמה, נשמה, נשימה. אני מבקש, כך ניתן מצב רוח לעלות ונתייאש. כשהשן עליי דוהר, בוער, אני לא מהר, לא סופר על העבר, מוותר, מרגיש את הרגע, פוגע במציאות, נוגע, שופע לא קורע, ותמיד יודע שאם לא נפחד, הראש יתחדד, לא ניפרד, נתאחד, כי מה שלי ומה שלך זוהי דרך חדשה, כשהשמש עולה על כולנו מהירה. אז עם הפחד בצד, שבת אחים ואחיות מאוחד. הנה, הנה, is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. שבת אחים ואחיות שרק רוצים לחיות, להיות להבות, התקוות בעיניים פתוחות, בידיים אוהבות ומקבלות, ובידיעה שכולנו משפחה, באמונה שתוכנו יש מקום גדול לאהבה. כשהמים זורמים הם אותנו מובילים, מרומים מצבעים, כי מה שלי הוא מה שחזוי דרך חדשה, כשהשמש עולה על כולנו מהירה. אז עוד שנייה, הנה זה בא, כמו הנשמה, נשמה, נשימה. אני מבקש, כך ניתן מצב רוח לעלות ונתייאש. כשהשן עליי דוהר, בוער, אני לא מהר, לא סופר על העבר, מוותר, מרגיש את הרגע, פוגע במציאות, נוגע, שופע לא גורע, ותמיד יודע שאם לא נפחד, הראש יתחדד, לא ניפרד, נתאחד, כי מה שלי הוא מה שחזוי דרך חדשה, כשהשמש עולה על כולנו מהירה. אז עם הפחד בצד, שבת אחים ואחיות מאוחד. הנה, הנה, pleasant it is for brothers.